Welcome to Of Course She Did, a podcast about knitting and friendship. Join our knit club for a good old-fashioned knit and natter, and we'll talk all about things knitting, as well as the insanity that occupies the other 10% of our brains. Our knit club consists of hormonal women of a certain age, and you are hereby warned of foul language and spicy topics.
I'm Ingrid, and I prepared for the zombie apocalypse.
Of
course she did.
So welcome to, hey, we never really explained why we called the podcast. Of course she did. So do you guys have anybody want to tell that story?
I feel like, did it just happen organically? I don't.
It started with me, I think, because we talked about how amazing Tanya is and how every time you have an issue, Tanya has a solution for it.
Yes.
And a way to fix everything. And I would say, like, I think I might try and break bread. And Erin would say, well, Tanya already does that. And I would go, well, of course she did.
That's fair. And I think it just became like a tagline.
It became our tagline.
Yes, because there is something amazing about each and every one of us that now has just become like a part of how you know them, and of course she did. So
it's about knowing each other intimately and loving and respecting every part of each other,
and maybe casting a little shade on Tanya.
She's just sits there so quietly, so we can make fun of her.
Yeah. I'm concentrating. I'm trying to count stitches.
Are you counting? You have to go 7, 8, 9.
That and I'm still a little bitter from when my youngest was probably 4 years old. And how come you don't make bagels like Tanya does?
Yeah.
I don't make
of course
bagels
she did.
from scratch. Yeah, so
Tanya does.
I got
Of course she
heck
does.
for that.
Of course she does.
For my kiddo. So yes, she does everything by scratch. Everything just so wonderfully and responsibly and
What's your favorite thing to make from scratch, Tanya?
I don't know. I do a lot of canning.
Okay.
I don't know anything.
Is there one that you enjoy the most?
Is there, sorry?
One that you enjoy the most?
Canning wise?
That you get the most pleasure out of producing?
Eating or producing, yeah.
I think I just try to use everything that grows in my garden, which I can tell you is not great. But I don't want to throw it out. So things just show up on my doorstep sometimes, and then I use them.
Just your neighbors think, Tanya would like this.
Tanya knows what to do with that.
I have extra
of course
apples.
she does.
I'll just drop them on your doorstep, and then
they won't go to waste.
Yeah, and then I try to figure out what to do with them.
Yeah.
See, that's why you'd be good in the zombie apocalypse.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is that I make it and nobody eats it. So there's still stuff that I've canned that is like 5 or 6 years old because nobody's eaten it because there was just too much.
Stupid kids.
Is that the mustard that you grew the mustard plant and then made
no,
your
I didn't
own
do
mustard?
that.
She did not.
No, I didn't grow the mustard
How
plant.
about ketchup? Do you make ketchup too?
Well, I do canned tomatoes.
All condiments, courtesy of... That could be all condiments, courtesy of Tanya.
But so I've long had this in the zombie apocalypse. I'm making sure that Tanya is on my team because she knows how to do everything. You need bacon made. Tanya knows how to do that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can't say I know how to do anything well though.
Oh, yeah, that's not true. I've tasted your bread.
Who says you don't do it well?
Yeah, who says
scones,
that?
Your scones were amazing.
Everything I've tried that you've made has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Okay, so Ingrid, what did you do to prep for the zombie apocalypse?
I can make mayonnaise from scratch.
Shut up.
See? Ingrid could be part of the condiment club.
I could. Tanya and Ingrid, condiments.
But so Ingrid's a good candidate because she is a natural leader. People listen to her. I don't know why.
Because they're scared of her.
Nobody in my family listens to me. So
everybody in my family does. So, Ingrid says. So I think that's a valuable skill, but also you're so knowledgeable about what do you call them? Diseases, disorders,
maybe just conditions,
physical ailments.
Physical ailments. I wouldn't say disease. I'm not a doctor, so
Not a doctor.
I'm just physical ailments. related maybe to massage therapy and from personal experience, certain things.
Yeah. So you
Because, I've got so many ailments.
But also common sense. You have more common sense than most of us ever will have.
Well,
so
just critical thinking. Like, think about,
true.
well, if it's this, that's when people like think about it. Like, what were you doing yesterday? What happened? Go through your day. What's the process? What happened?
Yeah. So I think that would make you like high on a save list.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Not as high as Tanya, but close.
Close.
Yeah,
You
but if
can
we're
make
building our
mayonnaise.
zombie apocalypse camp, we have leader who
Yeah.
Brooks no bullshit. We have the woman who can fix everything
Yes.
with anything.
You
And
know how to like nurse stuff.
I can stitch you back together.
That's
When your arm
important.
gets
Th-
ripped
yeah,
off,
that is
might be
very important. Like if they're like if like there's a difference in your medical knowledge, Yours
Yeah, but our
are-
medical knowledge complements each other
Yes.
so well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well. Am I talking too loud?
No, I think
It
you're
scares me
perfect.
sometimes. I'm too loud.
No,
Just
she's okay.
excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Said
this
every
is-
hockey parent ever. She's so loud. She's just excited.
So this is good. I met somebody the other day who he has never shot an animal. He's never been hunting, but he makes his own bullets and like practice shoots. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's got to be like so.
But then when it comes down to it, how hungry do you have to be to shoot an animal? Because none of us have, most of us, in at least everyone in this room probably has never had to hunt for their food, except in the grocery store.
I have killed a rabbit though before.
I shot pheasants as a kid with my dad, but
I mean, it was in a veterinary clinic, and
I've done a little bit of
it
fishing.
was on a dare by one of the veterinary nurses. But
and you killed it?
well, it needed to be put down, and I was kind of
Oh.
volunteering there, and they initiated me. I had to kill the rabbit.
How did you feel?
I must have blocked it out. I don't remember feeling anything.
It was traumatizing.
It wasn't as traumatizing as watching somebody do that to my dog. So
Yeah.
because it's
More
Watching-
emotional attachment.
yeah, there was
Watching
no-
anything die is hard.
It's sad.
It's
Oh, this is
It's-
taking a well. It's a zombie apocalypse. Things are gonna die.
it's an honor when, yeah, it can be an honor, but I'm not sure about killing things. I don't know that I could look a deer in its big brown eyes and shoot it to eat it. I'd have to be hungry as shit for that.
I can't say I would shoot the deer, but I did get a call from a friend one day who
Of course.
So you run it over with your
Who,
car.
who said that they had 2 deer on their front lawn that they had just killed, and would I like some venison? And I said, sure. So between the phone call and me getting there, which was maybe 20 minutes, they had put their shoulder out, and I had to
Oh no!
I had to take the whole 2 deer apart in the rain on their front lawn with all their neighbors watching. It was really fun.
With like a knife and bleed it out and like the whole shit.
Wait, they
Yeah.
killed it on their front lawn?
No, they're that person's a hunter, and
Oh, okay.
I
Because
ha-
deer
I
in
have
Victoria
never-
are like squirrel.
They're freaking pets, man.
They're
Yeah.
all over the place.
But
No,
of
no,
course,
th-
Tanya would be the one who's had to like.
Of course she
yeah,
did.
dismember a deer.
Yeah.
yeah, I did have
How
to.
did that feel?
It was fine actually, shockingly, because I'm a big animal lover. But yeah, it was a bit strange. I wasn't expecting to do that. I
called
was expecting to
disassociation.
get there and get a bag full of meat rather than have to remove it from the animal myself.
So what did you do with the venison? Because you know how to do all these things with venison now.
I made stew, a lot of stew. In fact, I did come home on another occasion where there were 2 deer legs in a cooler.
What the fuck? Who brings you this?
I want my friends to leave wine, not
Yeah.
deer carcass.
I want my friends to leave yarn, not deer carcasses. Take note, friends.
So yeah, I had a lot of venison steak.
So
and,
see, the
my
rest of us would
stew.
freak out if somebody said, "Come and cut this deer up." Tanya calmly cuts the deer up and makes stew.
She Googles it, looks it up on YouTube.
No, I didn't.
No,
No, I did
she-
not.
you already
Google
knew
that.
how, or you just-
No.
I
She
want-
flew the
we
fuck
should
at that.
find out who you were in a past life.
I sh-
Ooh.
I bet you there's something there.
She
I
was
I was
Pocahontas.
a hunter gatherer.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
This right here is why she's in our zombie apocalypse camp.
Yeah.
Because the woman is sheer incredible.
Yeah.
You don't need a man. We got Tanya. He'll do.
Title of your
He'll
sex
do
tape.
more for us than any of them will.
Yeah.
Okay, I went there.
Okay. What are you bringing to zombie apocalypse, Erin?
Well, so I saw this T-shirt that you could buy online, and it said,
There won't be online.
no, because online shopping could be something if there was still the internet. I could do that like a motherfucker. But
You can.
I saw this T-shirt, and it said knitting, not just a hobby, a post-apocalyptic life skill or survival skill. And so I was like, okay, I can knit. Well, fuck, you guys all knit, so I don't really bring anything unique to the table. So this is my horror.
You'll be counseling everybody
I believe
through all the
that's true.
trauma.
Yeah, from killing the deer.
I didn't say I'd kill the deer. I would just dismantle it.
But you know what? Again,
disassemble.
how hungry do you have to be before you're going to kill another animal? Because all of us are animal lovers in this room. So
Yeah, but I also like steak. So and bacon.
bacon. Lance
Yeah.
made bacon jam the other day. Oh my word! It was the best thing I've ever eaten. He was like,
Okay, Lance is definitely on our team. I'm glad you're bringing him with. Yeah.
do I have to?
My
I'm kidding. I'm
oldest,
kidding, honey.
Is into shooting things
Yeah.
and for like target practice,
Yeah.
not animals, just a target.
Matt
But
would do it.
it is
Matt
quite
would shoot
good.
things.
If you're hungry enough, we have grinding molars for a reason, right? We're meat eaters as humans.
Kevin's a fisherman.
Ooh,
so.
yep.
Ooh,
And you can
good.
probably make leather. They have leather fish skin.
And besides, all of us can knit garments that the rest of the world is going to come and pay us in meat to buy when they're really cold.
Okay.
Except here
We
it
just
doesn't
need to get some
really
sheep
cold.
into our enclave so that we have some sheep to knit from.
Well, I fantasize about having a little piece of property
Yes.
and some rabbits
Angora.
Alpaca.
Yes. and alpaca and sheep. And I don't know about chickens. I've heard duck and quail are better for the eggs and the extra stuff that you can do with edible birds. So, I don't know.
Not sure what that means. I presume eat them.
Yeah.
But chickens are meatier, right? Like quails are pretty tiny. You need a lot of them to make a meal.
Yeah, that is true.
See? Okay, so the next time we talk about this, we have to decide where we're having our zombie apocalypse take place.
Well, we live on an island, so I feel like there are some added advantages of living on an island.
Or
Well,
disadvantages
well,
if
that
it's
also-
happening here.
Yeah, that
How-
also come with disadvantages because then
Yeah.
you're cut off from the rest of the world. If it's not I mean, I kind of use the term zombie apocalypse facetiously, but collapse is a
Mm-hmm.
is a big concern nowadays, I think, for a lot of people. So
Well, we live on an island where earthquakes are a reality. So it might not be zombies coming. It could just be earthquake, like a major.
What would happen if our
Environmental
island
disaster.
cut free and started floating in the ocean, just away from our landmass of Canada?
you know what? If it went south into warmer waters, it'd be kind of nice.
Went
If
to
it went
Japan.
north, that'd be cold.
No, you know how to knit. You've got lots of yarn.
That's true. But yeah,
You've
I
got
don't
lots
like to
of
bring
yarn,
my-
and
I
you're
don't-
super fast.
Yeah, see, we need the sheep and the llamas and the alpacas, and then we are golden because people are going to keep us alive so we can make them garments.
So we need some like animal husbandry type farmer to bring into the fold,
Hmm.
so to speak.
How about your two husbands? Would they be handy in that sort of thing?
No.
Okay, so he's staying behind.
Mine would be good for.
Okay, we keep your kids, we leave your husband.
Yeah.
Got it.
my husband and my kids would be good for like finding water and knowing how to purify it. from a stream or whatever.
These seem valuable skills.
But if you wanted them to, I don't know.
Cook a meal.
Well, no, they can cook a
That's
meal,
good.
one pot meal. They do a lot of camping where they have to take everything with them and condense and find ways to make that work in one pot while they're traveling.
Yeah, my kids are going to be good for nothing. Maybe manual slave labor. That's about it.
My kid will do magic and just keep it.
Keep everybody entertained.
Make it magic and
court
let
jester.
the food appear.
Oh,
There you go.
The other one will do the physical labor.
Yeah, my kids are dying early.
Yeah, I don't feel like I bring too much to the table. Nobody's gonna have time for therapy, so there's my skill set gone. So
I do have a dog that would herd the sheep.
Oh,
Ah,
yes.
the ABC.
Very,
Okay.
very well.
You're
Yeah.
very good at planning, Erin. You love planning.
I'm a
So
big picture
you would
person.
be all about the planning.
You are a big picture person, which is incredible valuable because all of us with all these little skills need to be
Mm-hmm.
organized.
I can think of the ideas, and then I can make Ingrid kind of make everybody do it because they'll listen to Ingrid.
So
General contractor.
I vote that Ingrid is like the president and boss of our enclave.
Yeah,
Is enclave the right word? What are we calling our zombie apocalypse camp?
a tribe, or is that too survivor-ish?
It might just be Survivor
It might be.
at that point in time.
Ingrid's the boss.
I think my husband would be very good at like security. He needs like very little
Yes, he
encouragement to
would.
want to kill a man.
And also he likes to protect his own.
Good thing Ingrid wasn't drinking. Right
He'll
there.
create rules that people need to follow.
Yeah.
And you'll tell them to follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
I'll just be the figurehead, but really Matt will be the boss.
get it. He loves that.
Yeah.
You guys do that role in your volunteer stuff, and he just loves that. You're the figurehead, and you let him think he's the boss.
That's a valuable skill with
Yep.
men.
He's got a lot to offer, so I'm like, yeah, go ahead.
Yep. I'll be there just because I don't think he would leave me behind.
We'd have to ask him that.
He might need any excuse to get rid of me. Feed her to the zombies. What would you miss the most? You know, whether it's an earthquake and you have to live off your earthquake stores, or like what would you miss the most?
My bed. That'd be the one thing I miss the most.
Why can't you have your bed?
Oh, I could, but assuming that's gone.
Oh, okay.
Where's our tribe going to live? We have to have a defendable place. Can we carry Ingrid's
That's
bed
true.
to our defendable place?
That's what my kids can be good for, schlepping heavy things. I paid for all the gym time.
One might hurt his foot, though. You never know. I got one like that, too, so they'd be perfect.
What would I miss? Not work.
I don't think any of us would miss work.
Can we go to the liquor store and kill the zombies on our way so I won't miss alcohol because we'll
We
have
could just
some.
make our own.
Okay,
Of course she did.
Tanya probably knows how to do it. She's probably making
Tanya,
some
what-
moonshine right now. Some
What kind of
hooch.
alcohol are you making us?
None at the moment, but I'm sure we could. I'm growing potatoes,
So we can make some
vodka.
hooch.
Yeah. Dandelion wine.
See,
Yeah.
You made
Yes.
dandelion syrup.
I
Yeah.
did make dandelion syrup, and I need to make some more, but I can't find any dandelions blooming anymore.
Oh, that's
Fruit. If you got
Weird.
fruit, then you can make. You can.
yeah,
make
any
ferment.
kind of fruit.
I have blackberries and raspberries growing, and black currants. If
No, I
anybody-
draw the line at currants.
Yeah, I think
Kinda
most people do. I think
that-
that's a very
yeah.
European thing.
That's where it takes all the moisture out of your
Yeah.
mouth. You're
Yeah, no, I draw the line at currants. No.
okay. Ingrid, what are you going to miss the most? Your bed. Erin, what are you going to miss the most?
I'm not gonna lie. TV.
Fair.
I really.
I'm sure I would
really
too,
like
but
TV.
also just that disconnection from electronics would be nice. I think I'd enjoy it after I kind of settle into it. At first, I'd miss it, and then I'd be like, no.
Is it like when you fall in love, the thing that makes you fall in love with someone is also what you irritates the crap out of you by the time you're done the relationship? So although we know we shouldn't watch endless TV, we love watching endless TV, it would also end up being the thing we miss the most.
Yeah, probably. I really like TV.
I can't say that I would miss TV.
What would you miss, Ton?
I don't know, but it wouldn't be TV.
Don't know. What
no,
you would
because
miss
I didn't
your
grow
job.
up with a TV. We didn't get a TV till I was 13. So we didn't have a TV. I had books.
Would you miss books?
Uh,
We could just go rob the
Rob
local
the-
bookstore because
rob
no
the
one's
well, there's all
enlarging
those
it.
little book boxes around, so they're
You know,
so
the little
cute.
local libraries.
Yeah.
Does
So
every city in the world have those, or is it just a Victoria
I think
thing?
that's mostly a Victoria thing.
Okay, people, it is the coolest thing we have here in Victoria. These little local libraries. People make these tiny little book libraries.
Like
on
a
their
birdhouse, but bigger for books.
good description, and it's for books. There's one in my neighborhood that is built to look exactly like the big house, but it's a little library that holds, roughly 20 books. And you can come and take a book, leave a book, peruse, whatever. It's so cool.
There's one 2 doors down from our house. Yeah.
And people are expanding on that and putting seeds in.
Oh.
And of course, I believe there are 2 yarn libraries.
There are 2 yarn
Yeah.
libraries in Victoria. I have been to both of them.
Of course she
you
did.
There you go. One is at Naughty by Nature, and
Oh.
the other is over in Esquimalt. And it's like in a cooler on their front step, so it's super organic, but very cool. I did take a little bit of yarn, and I need to really go back and leave some yarn now because I feel guilty. But
Are you leaving Walmart yarn?
absolutely not. Walmart yarn does not enter my house. Curse you and spit now. Two.
All right.
Erin dumped her wine.
Erin was cursing
Erin
the
was-
Walmart yarn.
Cursing Walmart
She,
yarn.
and then she was cursed.
That was awful.
You
What a-
can't. No, there is no
what a
Walmart yarn. It
waste.
is, especially if we're in the zombie apocalypse, it has to be pure wool to protect us
Yep.
from the cold and the zombies.
So I mean, we have a little bit of experience with this with the pandemic. So what are you gonna hoard?
Not necessarily toilet paper to the extent that people were hoarding toilet paper. I think that was a little extreme.
Anything of entertainment value, I think, because we won't have the TV.
Oh, so like you would hoard.
Maybe games and books, like anything that was entertaining, I think.
I'm gonna hoard drugs because people are gonna want them.
Oh, and you can make something.
I mean Tylenol and morphine and helpful drugs.
That is not where my mind goes.
I know. No, not illegal drugs, although people will probably want those too. But honestly, as a nurse, I'm, keep the morphine, man, because people are going to want it when you chop your leg off with the saw that you don't know how to use when you're chopping the wood for the
Tanya
fire.
knows how to use it.
Yes, of course she does. Brilliant.
So here we go. We've got a plan for the zombie apocalypse. I'm going to bring Matt. I think that's what I bring to the table with my husband.
You bring
And-
yourself. You're amazing, and we could not do this without you.
So we've had this conversation before, and it stuck in my mind, which is why I thought we should talk about it. Do you guys remember we were sitting in Jody's backyard? We may have had a few drinks, and we were talking
Totally.
about this. And do you remember what you guys said I bring to the table? I will never forget.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
I think I was drinking too much.
I don't remember.
I think it was Jody. Who got,
Uh-oh.
or maybe it was Ingrid. Everybody makes fun of me, so I don't know who it was. It was one of you guys. Erin, you just bring the comedic relief.
That would have been Jody.
Yeah, Ingrid doesn't think I'm funny.
I'll take that.
But so I'll never forget that. That's what I have to offer is just
being your amazing
You
self.
can make light of a serious situation.
there's something funny in everything.
Absolutely.
You know
True
what's
that.
not funny though?
Spilling your wine.
Well, yeah, that was really sad. Actually, I'm really bummed out about that. That's okay. I'll make that right in a few minutes. But what's really sad is you're in jail. Do you guys have projects that you're just so fed up with that you just put in jail? I have one right now.
Do I have to
I think I
admit
have
how many
two.
I have?
Well, I've got a sweater from Norway from 1996.
What? At least you finished the 1984 one.
Yeah, it was actually 86. I
Pardon
was
me.
wrong, it was 86.
Okay.
And then my blocka's in jail.
Okay. So you got two projects. And so why did you put them in jail?
She's
Don't
laughing
make me
too
laugh.
hard.
Don't make her laugh. She's desperate for a
Sensitive.
break.
The one, because I started it in 96 and I just didn't, just haven't returned to it.
Okay.
And the blocka, I just know I need to tear it up and start again.
No, you
No,
don't.
no.
Shut
Yes,
the
I
front
do.
door.
No,
no,
Why?
I'm always more satisfied after I do that because then it's more correct.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. I have to look at it.
Girl,
I can't think.
it makes me
I
cry
think
when
she's gonna.
makes me cry when people rip out an entire project.
It's not
I've
the
done
entire
it
one.
But
before.
Ingrid does it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
I can keep myself busy.
Everybody's got their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Think of
Exactly.
this money she saves in yarn. She just knits and then
Knits and rips it out and starts again.
It's like a Lego project. You build it, tear it out, break it down, build it again.
I have one project in jail.
You do?
I have one. Sorry, did I interrupt you?
No.
Um,
I'm gonna.
it's a Find Your Fade by Andrea Mowry that is gorgeous, and I have no working memory of why I stopped knitting it. It is, I curated that fade beautifully. It's gorgeous. I love Andrea Mowry. She's got amazing patterns. I don't know why I stopped knitting it and didn't go back to it.
And
I don't.
you've showed
I don't
that
know.
to me, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, you were salivating a wee bit. Yeah.
Yep. I had a little bit of yarn envy, but that's kind of my thing too. So I hope you do get back to that soon. That was gorgeous.
I'm gonna have to move it up the queue. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I have my field sweater. So Jody and I went to where do we get that yarn?
Vibrations.
Vibrations last summer, and we bought yarn and the pattern. We bought different color yarn and the same pattern, and we started knitting it together. And then I raced ahead, and then I pooped out, and then Jody finished her sweater.
I'm the hare. I'm the tortoise. You're the hare.
You're the tortoise. So my field sweater is right now in jail. I just got too excited about starting other things, and I had about 6 projects on the go, and that's when I have not yet gotten.
And it's too bad because the colors are gorgeous. This white base yarn with this gold, like literally spun gold accent. It's so pretty.
I think I got nervous because I spilled everything down my front, and so it's not going to be.
Damn, those boobs are such a shelf.
Yeah, so it's not going to be beige for long, and so I think that's why I was like, ugh, the sooner I finish this, the sooner I wear it, which means the sooner I ruin it by spilling stuff.
Do you want me to gift you a bib?
I need a bib.
You should just knit a bib. Just knit a bib. That goes
Oh,
for it.
snap.
Yes.
Good job.
Okay,
That's
I'm
what we're
gonna do
doing
that.
here.
I'm going to do that.
Knit a bib.
And you, what about you, Todd?
I think I have 2 at the moment. One that I'm literally have like 6 inches of seam in the shoulder to sew up, but
That's what
I'll now
you
have to
said.
undo because if I sew that up, it won't go over your head.
That's also
So,
what he said.
so yeah, that one's on hold. Although I'd really like to get that off my.
What pattern is that?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Pattern.
sorry.
And then, well, the blocka was on hold for a bit because Jody had to help me out with the Kitchener stitch because that didn't seem to work out as planned.
Jody is our resident
So-
knitting wizard.
Hmm.
So we all go to her for help.
Yeah, she literally
you.
had to sit with me through every single stitch to
Not
the
not the
shoulders.
knit, the pearl. Not the pearl, the knit,
Yeah.
Tom.
to get the shoulders sewn up. So I
But you
guess
did it.
once I'm finished this shawl, then I will pick that up.
You will return to blocka.
It's
I'm gonna-
so close to being finished.
I'm going to hold off on finishing mine because I feel like you should finish yours first or it's not fair.
Aw.
No, I think I'm good with that because I'll need your help to finish mine.
So, anything else anybody wants to add to today? I think next time we should talk about like our next project, which is going to be hard for me to pick just one because I already have an obscene amount lined up in bags.
Erin
yarn
has the worst startitis you have ever
ready.
encountered.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. I used to be a monogamous knitter till I met you, Miss Erin.
And now I just get too excited. So we'll
That's what
talk
he
about
said.
what's on the horizon, and we're gonna add. Maybe you guys send me all your photos of what's in jail. And
Ooh, jail photos.
yes, I would like to see the 1996.
Me too.
Because we all celebrated, and one day that'll have to be a whole podcast. Your 1984 project.
I know.
So we'll have to talk about that. But
I wish I had my project from back then. The first thing I ever knit. We'll talk about that.
yeah, we'll enthusiastically talk about everything else. And so let's wrap this up for today and watch this. Thanks for joining us this week. Special thanks to our techno whiz Matt and our sponsor Chrysalis Counseling for the support. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook to see photographic evidence of our enthusiasm for all things yarn and to connect with us and hopefully a larger community of knitting friends. We'll see you next time.